everybody, and welcome along to PSGL Season 27. This is round number 10, and we go to the crucial rounds of the championship now. This is very key for anyone that's still within the championship fight. This is the F2 tier, and we head to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez in Mexico City for the Mexican Grand Prix. My name is Jess, and I'll be one of your commentators as per usual. Dan is filling in for Owen for F1 tonight, so best wishes to him. But I'm not alone tonight. I'm joined by someone that knows how to win around this track. He won in PSGL yesterday, and he's filling in for Dan tonight. It is LR Bryn. How are you doing tonight, Bryn?
I'm good. How are you, Jess?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Possibly we're going to see a championship decider happening right before our very eyes tonight, but we will tell you what may happen very, very soon. Now, the most crucial thing is Samuel Bean, one of our championship contenders, is not here tonight. So, if Benjamin basically scores 5th place or higher, then Samuel Bean is out of the fight. But there's still Mish, who's still mathematically in it. So what does Mish have to do? Mish has to make sure Benjamin doesn't outscore him by 6 points. If Benjamin outscores Mish by 6 points, then Benjamin will be crowned the F2 champion for season 27. And considering it's his first season at PSGL, then it'll be a massive achievement to get his an F2 title on his first attempt.
That would certainly be good to see, because literally I'm new as well, and it's something very exciting considering you're new to the league. To be able to be pushing for the championship straight away, it's certainly a big, encouragement for yourself in the future.
Yeah, and I'm almost certain that if anyone wins the title here, then I'm almost certain they're probably going to be jumped into the F1 seat, as the F2 tier is completely no assist, so it won't be a big jump for them, as it were, but they'll be getting used to racing around the big names. But anyway, we'll go through the standings now before we head to qualifying. So Benjamin's on 88 points, Samuel Bean is in second on 59, Mish is in third on 58 points, fourth is Kazooie on 54, then we got Fabi in 5th on 42, Table Clan is 6th with 31, 7th is Will on 31, Simo is 8th on 28, 9th is Banana with 24, then it's joint 10th for Midnight CC Brain on 20, then we have Luca in 11th, Petrox 12th, and World Rally in 13th. Your Constructors Championship, Renault on 129 points, AlphaTauri in second with 112, that's going to be a very intriguing battle, I think, for the rest of the season. Racing Point in third with 78 points. Fourth place is McLaren with 58. Fifth is Haas with 46. We got Williams 43 points. Alfa Romeo 34. Mercedes 28. Ferrari 27. And Red Bull in 24 points. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead straight to the qualifying session and to the completely dry circuit. But I have to say, Bryn, based on your race last night, tyre wear is going to be a massive issue for all 17 drivers tonight. And I think either me or Bryn were cut for a second. I think either Bryn or me couldn't be heard or something. Bryn, can you hear me now?
I think I'm back.
Yeah, I think you're back, which is good. So, but anyway, basically tyre wear almost certainly is going to be a massive factor for all these drivers tonight racing in this league.
The one stop is basically null and void, because it's the hard laps and the soft 13 laps. Plus, also from watching Sam last on the hard tyres, it's not very good at all. Going through the middle sector, he actually lost it and hit the wall, retired the car. So certainly them hards, if you use them, are going to be hell for the driver to control. So of course, naturally going to see the two stop, I think, being the favourite for them. I mean, last night most drivers used the soft, medium, soft strap, but we could see drivers doing medium outside the top 10.
Yeah, I think so as well. But yeah, soft, medium, I think is going to be, the best way to go for these drivers, because softer hards, I tried it around here, it's an absolute nightmare. I don't know how these drivers do it, to be honest, but we'll have to wait. People on their laps now with 12 minutes to go. Rob Valley has already sent the benchmark running with a 1:13.0, and the majority of sessions I have done commentating for if it's either PSGL or if it's the likes of some other leagues as well, is either started off wet or is either ended off wet as well. Hopefully it doesn't happen here as well, but it's looking nice and sunny at the moment as Makina is going towards the stadium section. A few layout changes was made to this circuit. It was first originally used in Formula 1 in 1986, and there was a few other times where a few champions were crowned, Lewis Hamilton being one of them, as Lamborghini actually goes top of the timing sheet with a 1:12.953. He's won the reserves tonight as well. Caden Forbes is back, even though he's had a bit of wheel issues. I hope his wheel issues do get fixed, but he's in the Red Bull filling in for one of the drivers here tonight as well. It's a shame that we haven't got all 20 drivers here, but I'm very excited to see what they can do as they round off the season as well. Kazui is, I believe, starting a lap. He has invalidated a few times, so I'm guessing he's got a lot of time to make up in his lap as he swerves a little bit as well. Yes, he is going again, but I am strongly suggesting with how many laps he's on the soft, it could be a wet start to this race.
It certainly could be, but I did see last night in F7 there was a couple of drivers who actually did do multiple laps on the tyres, which was slightly confusing, as you're just going to be wasting the tyres for the race, and with tyre degradation being high here, so that's something you don't want to do.
Nope, you do not, as Kazui now just passes the S's section, and I have a feeling a few people are going to probably bin it in the S's section today, as Kazui is, I think, going to be finishing off his lap time. The one that's been helping Samuel being very well in the constructors, and there are basically, he's the only driver that can score for Renault in the constructors, so it's very key, and he goes fastest with a 1:12.8. It's not going to be his first pole position if he keeps it that way, because he's got many pole positions. He hasn't been able to convert his pole positions to a race win, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame, but maybe tonight could be his night. I did say it about Benjamin last week, and he actually converted it to a win. He's looking like to get a second win potentially tonight as well, but I'd like to see Kazui pick up a race victory at some point this season. There's 3 rounds to go. Can he do it?
Certainly can do, if you can get that car off at the pole position very well.
And he's just finished his lap, and he's gonna probably go to the pits now. Let's go on board with Mish, who is our basically championship contender. He's got to finish ahead of Benjamin tonight, and he already is at the moment, because Benjamin, I believe, has invalidated his lap time. So it is all down to Mish now. Mish is gonna hope that it's gonna rain. He's usually good in the rain. I remember in Singapore he dominated by around, well, it's pretty much one of the biggest margins we've seen in F2. He wasn't that comfortable around the S's, but he definitely went a bit faster than what I would imagined at this moment in time, as he goes through the stadium section now as well. A few artists played host here as well, not just Formula 1, as well as Formula E 2. Formula E uses quite a different layout to what we see in Formula 1, as Mish, can he get higher than a 1:13.1? Yes, he can. Pole position, 1:12.834, just a few 100s quicker than Kazui. So Kazui goes into the pits. My internet seems to be playing up today, so I do apologise about that. I think that might be probably my internet, as Lamp comes across the line now to finish his lap as well, as he's been the Ferrari for quite a bit. He's had a little bit of unlucky results as of late, but let's hope he does not, as he comes across the line in third. So it looks like the track is starting to improve on Evolution at the moment, by the looks of things, with 8 minutes to go. And everybody already on the soft, so I'm guessing everyone wants to start on the soft compounded tyres. And one team I would say has to improve is definitely Red Bull. I think Red Bull haven't been having good results as of late. Mercedes have picked up their forms when Greeny got some very good points, and CC Brain got some good points, I believe, in Russia as well, as CC Brain's about to start his lap. Any surprises, Bryn, do you think, today that we could see around this grid?
Well, I reckon that some drivers that you wouldn't expect to be on, say, pole position, for example, could actually be on pole position, because this track is not like down to mainly just like setup. With some tracks you will know that setup is very important, but this is one of the tracks where you need very good driver skills, so you might see people that we've never seen before come out of their shells.
Yep, exactly. As CC Brain is probably going to get a little bit of a tow from some drivers on their outlap as well. Look at the traffic that is going through Sector 1 at the moment. Like, there's a variety of different cars starting their laps. In particular, I think there's a 2 Mercedes, and I think it's 1 Renault as well that was just on a lap 2. So that is going to be interesting as well. I wonder which Renault it is. It's actually Kazoo, because he's the only one that's here tonight. Why did I not ask that as well? So CC Brain then, he hasn't had many top 10 finishes, but when he's had some good finishes, he's had some promising results. Can he carry on his good form? We'll have to find out as well. We did see last week in USA, for those of you that missed out on the race, the alternate strategy definitely was the big factor. That's why we saw Benjamin win, but you have to be fast to get the alternate strategy to work. As CC Brain, I think, just backed up on his lap. I believe that was an invalidation for him. Lamborghini has also invalidated as well. Did it take you many times to get in a lap before you were perfect, Bren, last night?
It certainly did. Like, I had to use all 3 of my runs that I could use. Of course, I was actually decided to start on the mediums, unlike these drivers here who did elect to just start on the softs fully. But certainly, they did take quite a few attempts.
Yeah, Fabi has come across the line in pole position with a 112.782. So everybody, pretty much the top 6 are pretty much in the 112s right now. I think realistically, according to the drivers' standings, I believe Fabi, actually no, Fabi's still out of this, but Kazooie could mathematically still be in this as well. Fabi doesn't have anything to fight for at the moment, and there we go. Benjamin comes across the line, our current championship leader, does what he needs to do at the moment, and he puts the car on pole position at the moment. Absolutely incredible stuff from him, and he's looking favoured to get the win, but he I think this was his only lap at the moment, and to be honest, you're probably saving the best to last at the moment, and that's what Benjamin has done. He's got 1 more lap to prove himself, but that is a very good lap from the AlphaTauri driver who's looking to seal the title tonight.
It certainly is. Nearly 2 tenths between him and P2. Well, 1.95. That's certainly interestingly to see, because can anybody catch him? Or is that him done now? Like you say, giving it all at last.
Yeah, he is, and I have to say, Benjamin has been consistent all season. The worst result he has had was, I believe, was it a P6 in one of the races? I can't remember which race it was, where he basically was never outside the top 10, which I have to say is absolutely astonishing for him as well. So he's never been outside the top 10. He's always been inside the top 10, and he's always able to deliver when his championship rivals have not. As CC Brain has taken an interesting S section there as well, and I have to say, Tomato, our championship, who was the reigning champion before this season, he's not going to claim it tonight, obviously, because he's way down there. It's taken a while for him to get used to no line, to be fair, but maybe another season in F2, or maybe if he jumps F1 this season, maybe he'll be a little bit more comfortable. There was the F1, the calendar that was released on Sunday with all the tracks, and I have to say I'm a big fan of quite a lot of tracks, I have to say, in particular Bahrain. Sure, maybe the tracks in the next calendar may be best suited for the champion that won in season 24 and season 26.
Yeah, it'll certainly be interesting. Bahrain, sure, with the lap times being under a minute, that is going to be a very quick race, and definitely going to go all out every single lap. So certainly be interesting to see. But
yeah, and Baku's there as well.
Oh yeah.
And to be honest, it is to be expected. Season 28. We haven't done a Baku race in PSGL before, so, you know, I'm not really that surprised that was on there. I think that was the only track that we knew, to be honest, was going to be on there. Midnight has retired from the session, so he's not going to get a lap in, but everybody else is going to be on their outlaps now. Now, a 112.5 is definitely going to take some beating, but if I know someone that could do it, I think it could be Mish or Kazooie, because they've got pole before, and they're the ones that could deliver when the going gets tough as well, especially Kazooie, that he needs to deliver without his teammate Samuel Bean being there as well. Maybe he could do something to interrupt the championship fight when his teammate is not there, because if Benjamin does not score 5th place or better tonight, Samuel Bean is still in this fight.
Yeah, so cause he's going to want Kazooie is going to want to perform as best as possible to, like you say, keep this battle going. Of course, we do want to see it go to the end, but then there's also Ben here who wants to get it over and done with and not worry about it for the rest of the season. But yeah, certainly Kazooie's going to want to help his teammate out as much as possible.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got pretty much 2 more races to go after this. We've got Abu Dhabi and Japan, and I'm very excited about Japan as well. And yeah, you always want to have a comfort blanket. You always want to, if you have a chance to win a title, you want to do it at the earliest opportunity. And this has been the earliest opportunity for Benjamin to get this title wrapped up. And that will just be a safety net. You can go out and have some fun. You can try out weird strategies if you win the title, to be honest, as well. And there's also titles which could be won in F3 and F1 tonight as well, with M Shaw. I think F3 is probably going to be where it will mostly be decided tonight. And we got F1 with CRG Sparks as well that could be won tonight. So potentially we could have 3 new champions be decided tonight, which could be absolutely crazy. And I think it'll be a busy night for the graphics man CC Brain, who will have to do loads of tweets for that, I have to say. But everyone's on their final push laps now. Benjamin is leaving it to the last possible moment to get a lap in, which I think is a bit too interesting at the moment. But he wants to be at the time where the track is most grippiest at the moment, which is pretty much towards the end. So maybe he's done the right thing. But you want some time to have a few more laps under your belt, so you can get a lap in if you want to. As Fabi goes through the S's section now as well. Fabi has also got a few podiums this season as well. A few drivers you would have expected to be in F1 in their day as well, but maybe some of these drivers, they prove themselves that they can be in F1, and maybe they will do enough to get into F1 next season. The sign-ups are open for the ones who are in the top 4 tiers. Hopefully Mish moves out of the way of Fabi, but Fabi's going to get some slipstream unintentionally from Mish, but luckily Fabi moves out of the way and he comes across the line in P5 at this moment in time, and Benjamin comes across the line only just to fit to start his lap. He's going to be the last person to come across the line to finish off his lap, and Luke is going to be the first person, and Borch has invalidated his lap time, so he goes into the pit lane. Lab's about to finish his lap as well, so he's going to come across the final few corners as well. We've got a Williams driver about to finish his lap. No, he's not, he's invalidated, so let's go on board with Lap. Let's see what he could do. Comes across the line, a 1:12.8 puts him in P8. Then we have a Red Bull, I know that's Caden Forbes, who goes into the pit lane. Then we got the Alfa Romeo of Table Clan, who has had some very strong performances as of late. P10 for him, who's been on 10 lap old softs. Then we have, let me see, Makina, who's in the pit, sadly. Then we have Kazooie, the challenger for pole, maybe. Oh no, he just misses out. Mish can't manage any better, only manage a P2. P7 Mish and P2 for Kazooie. Fabi, I think, is going down slowly, and Benjamin, I think he just improved a bit further to a 1:12.5. So, as it stands right now, if the results stay like this for the end of the race, Benjamin could be F2 champion, and Benjamin at the moment has done enough. So, well done to our championship leader at the moment. I can't remember how many poles he's got, but it's not his first, and he's done an amazing job to do what he wanted. This is going to give the confidence that he needs in the race.
Certainly is, but he's also still going to have that pressure of Makina and Kazooie, because of course both drivers being within 600ths of him, being 4,000ths between P2 and P3, which is insanely close. He is still going to have them breathing down his neck. So unless he makes a mistake, you're right, he should be able to pull away.
Yeah, he's going to be starting on the softs as well, so at least he's going to get the soft tyres out of the way too as we get your qualifying results up. So Benjamin is on pole position by only 5/100ths of a second, and the top 5 is not even separated by a tenth. It's insane. So anyone could have got pole today, and look at that as well. Makina and Luca got exactly the same time in 3rd and 4th. Balano in 5th. We got Fabi in 6th, Mish in 7th. That's not what he wanted to keep his hopes alive. Lamp in 8th, Handler in 9th, and we got Table Clan in 10th position. We got CC Rain 11th, Royal Valley 12th, Midnight 13th, Will 14th, Tomato in 15th, Greeny in 16th, and Caden Forbes in 17th. Greeny, Caden Forbes, and Tomato did not set a lap time, but apart from that, the top 14 separated by just 7/10ths of a second. I was not expecting that to be that close in Mexico, but I'm guessing that a fly's on the line here. They want to get the best positions as they possibly can.
Yeah, certainly. Most drivers probably this week, since last week's race, have been trying to get as much practice in as possible, and that's probably where we found there's such close grip, because they've done that much practice that they've come to the point of they're near enough the same pace. But this is where it's going to be really showing off, is the race pace. Have some drivers just got that qualifying pace and not got anything in the race? Certainly be interesting to see.
It was Benjamin as well that got a very low qualifying in P12. It wasn't where he was going to wanted to go anyway in USA. So this is definitely what he needed. He hasn't converted his poles to a win yet. He got one win, but that was where he was outside the top 10. Can he get a win where he's qualified inside the top 10? We'll have to wait and see, of course. This is PSGL F2, where a title could be decided tonight. A quick reminder of what Benjamin needs to do to seal it today. Samuel Bean is pretty much out of the running if Benjamin scores at least the top 5. But if Benjamin can outscore Mish by 5 points, then Benjamin is your F2 champion. And if we've seen that anything could happen, we did see last season Tomato wrap up the title in USA, but it was more dominant fashion, I have to say. But this is where it's going to be close and down to the wire, I have to say. So we are going to see what has happened. And just looking at the tyres that the drivers have gone for, it's not really a shock what people outside the top 10 have gone for, hasn't it, Bren?
Yeah, it's certainly not at all, because of course they're going to want to try and do that alternate strategy, because there's really only 3 strategies if I'm right. So soft, medium, soft, medium, medium, soft, or soft, medium, medium. So it's certainly going to be interesting to see. You did say that you liked the soft, medium, medium. We could see the drivers using that as the best.
Yeah.
Well, it was certainly interesting, as in F7, most drivers actually did choose the soft, medium, soft strategy.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a gamble, I have to say. But when I was racing in Mexico around, I think it was about a few days ago, I obviously qualified outside the top 10. And for my final stint on the softs, they were an absolute nightmare. Like, the tyres were around about 40-50%, around about lap 34, 40, 35. It was almost at puncture territory. So these drivers will be probably pushing more than me, because I don't push too much on this game. So their tyres will probably be considerably higher tyre wear compared to mine, and probably the drivers in the lower tiers. They'll be pushing a little bit harder. Luckily, there's no rain at the moment, which I think I'm probably relieved about. This is the first time that I'm witnessing a potential dry race. Maybe any Jeffs in the chat can confirm if it's going to be a fully dry race. That'll be a first, won't it? But I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who's your money to win this race? Can Benjamin do it?
I feel Benjamin can, but it's a hard one. But I kind of want to put money on Kazooie as well. I want to put money on Kazooie.
Two Williams got disqualified in the formation lap, and they were near each other. Let's hope we don't get a knock-on Paris moment from Belgium, but at the start of the race. But we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it'll be amazing still for Kazooie to get his first win. It's long overdue at this stage, and you're getting a better line going into turn 1 if you're in Kazooie's side of the track. So maybe Kazooie has a better chance here than Benjamin, but we'll have to wait and see as the 5 red lights are coming on. Benjamin on the right, Kazooie on the left. Who's going to get the better getaway? We will have to find out. And it is lights out, and away we go. Good start for Kazooie, actually, but good start for Benjamin. Good cut back as they head towards turn 1. Kazooie has to slot behind them. Makina also as well. They're all ever so close with a long run, one of the longest on the calendar. Let's see what they can do. Makina slots in on the middle there as well. And
two cars round.
Two contact actually with Royal Valley, I think, going round as well. Greeny, Caden Forbes, as both of those two drivers have gone into contact, sadly, and Caden Forbes, unfortunately, has reset to track, which you're not meant to do. I think the stewards will be taken into consideration there, but there we do have a VSC already at the start of this lap. I thought it would have been a safety car, but definitely not there. But clean start from the pretty much the top half of the field, but the mid-pack, they seem to be involved in quite a lot of scraps. We all got involved in a scrap as well with Royal Rally, and they probably got damage due to it as well.
Yeah, that's the problem, is most drivers do go in the attitude in as, of course, the race is over by turn 1. Because Mexico, it very much could be. As for Caden, Greeny, Will, World Rally, all of them, it's probably over for them. Because they're going to all have to pit in to get new front wings. So they're going to lose a lot of time.
And we already... Sorry, it's fine. We already see a yellow flag already. We did see a yellow flag, but it's probably just a few people lower down, slowing down as well. And again, we have the typical timing glitch as well. But all we could see as well is the Makina is right on the back of Kazooie as well. But DRS is not going to be activated until the next lap. And Caden Forbes, unfortunately, has retired from the session. That could change things up a bit as we head to the rest of this race then as well, in terms of how things approach. I think he's retired in the pit lane. That doesn't change how the way things going in the race, because he is giving up, but he was asked to fit in as well. His wheel is still playing up, but at least he still attended this race as well. The top three still bunched close to each other, as well as Lamp and Ballina as well. Ballina got a good start as well, all the way up in P5. This could be the chance where Ballina can't help his teammate, because also, don't forget, AlphaTauri is still within a shot of gaining a big haul of points in the constructors, with only one car in the Renault being here tonight, and with two cars in AlphaTauri being here tonight as well. So Ballina's got to score as high as he possibly can in order to achieve that as well. But he's probably glad that his teammate Benjamin is leading as well. But we've already seen penalties already, Bryn, being shown. So this is going to be, I think, very difficult for people to avoid penalties. And here comes another one from Midnight down in 14th place.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, because of course, these drivers are pushing more than the likes of me and you on racing conditions, so they're going to be more at edge, more likely to get these penalties. But certainly interesting to see, because it's going to be the fact of, you want to keep that car inside on the black stuff, not on the curves or over the white line, because this game is so punishing. Because though it is inconsistent, if you touch that white line, even with part of your outside wheels, you do get that crucial warning, which could end up screwing up your race. So
yes, and most crucial part of it, Misha's got a 5-second penalty, which is definitely not what he wants to keep his hopes alive for sure. And he's got a lot of work to do, I believe, as well, because he has to serve it in the pit lane when he next goes in for his stop. And that is, I think it must have been, I don't know where he got that 5-second penalty, to be honest. It must have been from the contact earlier on, or it might have been, I don't even know, because he hasn't pitched at all. So it'll be interesting to hear his thoughts after the race unfolds, of course. But this is the stage of the race now where DRS is activated everywhere now. There's 3 DRS detection points on this lap as well. We got one at the start, finish straight. We got one just directly after turn 3. Then we got one between turn 11 and 12, and Kazooie is definitely doing all he can to chase down Benjamin. This is going to be a very interesting fight. Lamborghini also picked up a 5-second penalty, a straight 5-second penalty, so they may have responded my earlier question as to why Mish got it. He must have exceeded the track limits very, very bad, as we got Tomato going almost side by side with CC Brain. Couldn't quite make the move done though, Bren.
Yeah, it's interesting to see. I've just been looking through the driver's ERS conditions, and it seems Benjamin in P1 is actually in the best state right now. Because of course you'd think that he would be pushing to get away. He is not. He is still on 70%. Whereas you look at Miche, who is actually nearing 10% of ERS. So that is another thing that could be causing Miche issues. So
I think it's the pressure, Brent, as well, that Mish is facing. He knows that his main rival, Samuel Bean, is not here tonight, and he's just got Benjamin to fight with as well. So he knows he wants to probably overtake Samuel Bean in the championship and get the best chance he possibly can to catch up to Benjamin. But yeah, he's got a lot of work to do as Ballina goes into the pit, and that's very early, so he picked up damage somewhere and he's on the medium tyres already. Now the predicted pit stop window, lap 7 to 8, so that's a few laps early than we would have expected for these drivers. So I'm guessing Ballina may have to do a long medium stint to make up for that. The mediums last 17 laps around this circuit, so we may have to do a little bit of fuel saving, I have to say. But it's a bit of a shame. Ballina had such a great start, and now he's all the way down in 12th.
Yeah, certainly. Another problem that I would just like to come up with is that we've got to be careful, because there might be some drivers out here who will get that glitch that's been appearing lately around Mexico, where they get held in the pit lane because there's a ghost car. So hopefully no drivers actually get it tonight, but certainly be interesting to see if they do.
I've experienced it. Well, I was commentating on the race around Mexico on Friday, and I experienced someone's POV where they were just held up for so long. There was no one in the garage before them, and it was just very, very weird. But I'm sure things will be investigated if it does happen, because we don't want it to happen on this game. Anyway, Lamborghini has a DRS on Kazooie. The dirty air is definitely not helping these drivers tonight heading towards turn 1, because they can't just seem to get the power on and get the move. I think we'll see more people take risks towards the end of the session, but the DRS trade is definitely growing, which is stopping these overtakes from happening, which to be honest, I'm gutted about at this stage. But I can see Kazooie was almost trying to defend from Lamborghini then, heading, I would say, towards, I can't remember what turn it was, turn 6, and now heading towards turn 7, heading towards the start of the S's. But yeah, I have to say, with the bigger the train, I think, in Mexico, the more harder it is going to be for these drivers to make the moves. And, you know, it's going to affect people with penalties as well, because the less penalties you get, the more chance you're going to gain positions. And so far, only about at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers have got penalties. Everybody else is keeping it relatively clean, but I'm almost certain a few drivers have got some warnings under their belt already.
Yeah, well, I will check that for you. So Benjamin does not have any warnings to count off right now, same as Kazooie. Makina actually has a warning, but has also got somehow an invalidated lap time when in the race. We won't comment on that. But yeah, Miche got a 5-second time penalty. Must have been under the virtual safety car.
Oh yes, that's where he's got it, and he's serving it now. So he's coming in for the undercut. Well, he has to, really, to be honest, because otherwise there's going to be no hope for him. As I did see someone else come in as well. That's Table Clan, who comes into the pit. We've got Luca, who also comes into the pit as well for his stop. The undercut is usually the most powerful. As we got side-by-side, Benjamin's making a mistake. Kazooie's taken the lead of the race, and Lamborghini also went side-by-side as well. I don't know literally what happened to Benjamin there, but I think Benjamin must have been caught napping. Kazooie takes the lead of the Mexican Grand Prix. I'm very gutted that I missed that, but wow, that looks very intense there. Finally, Kazooie put on the power and absolutely went for it, and he's already 6 tenths clear of Benjamin. I mean, he's doing insane lap times at this moment in time. Lamborghini's looking very impressive on Benjamin. Tomorrow just picked up a penalty as well. Lab's also in this fight as well, and I know there's a lot of real fans in the chat that's proud at how Lamb is doing at this stage. Lamb has got no penalties either, but he goes into the pits for the stop, as Benjamin, interestingly enough, stays out where his rival stays in. Oh, that's going to be interesting, with Lamborghini also breathing down his neck too. You've experienced this as well yet last night, so you went on to win the race, Brent. What is more powerful here around here? Is it the undercut, or is it just staying out an extra lap?
It very much is the undercut, because I noticed that Felix tried getting the undercut, but it didn't work for him. But the next pit stop, I got the undercut on him, and it worked really well. So it will be certainly interesting to see the driver's going to pit in early to take this advantage. We could see the likes of a Kazooie actually coming out with a bigger gap than they pitted in with, because them tyres, when they hit the cliff, and you can back me up on this, they hit the cliff.
They do. Even on the mediums as well, when you push a lot of on the mediums because even doing 2-stop. Oh, did something happen?
Ben just had like coming out the S section, he was drifting almost.
I think he had a wheel spin by the looks of things, which is sad. I think it's going to cost him a bit of time. I'm almost certain that the gap is enough for pretty much Kazooie to come out ahead. So I'm looking at the gap to leader now. The time that you lose in the pits is 21 seconds. Kazooie is less than 21 seconds behind Benjamin. So no matter what happens, Kazooie is going to come out in the race lead, which I think is going to be essential for him. So Benjamin on those fresh and medium tyres is done a world of good for him. He's been doing amazing and showing why that he's been delivering when his teammate hasn't been there. Of course, I'm sure his teammate will be watching on the sidelines, because I do believe Samuel Bean has got some technical issues. Oh, it's very close, but Kazooie just had the edge there. But I think it's the same gap as it was before. But it looked like McKenna lost a bit of time. I think, he actually had to serve his 5-second stop go, so he's in the same position as Mish gets behind him as well. But yeah, it's pretty much the same gap as it was before. I thought Kazooie was going to have a 1-second gap, but obviously not. It just goes to show how even on pace Benjamin actually is, and this is going to be a good straight fight, I have to say, and that might mean I have to do some maths here on whether Benjamin has done enough to secure the title.
Yes, certainly. We just hope that we don't get that DRS train though, because you can see right now we've got Kazooie, Ben and Will all in a second of each other. So DRS train is incoming in, I think, but hopefully that they can break it up by, say, Benjamin getting past Kazooie. Of course, being on the fresher tyres, he's going to be able to take them for longer, and maybe even we might see him go onto the softs at the end.
Yeah,
it will certainly be interesting to see.
Yes, indeed. You can either do soft, medium, medium, or soft, medium, soft. As Benjamin's left the session, on my screen anyway.
Yeah, he's left for me.
That is bad. That is very bad. Now you are allowed to rejoin, but Lamb's going to get past him. He's going to lose a lot of ground, and if you're on Mish right now, that's probably going to be music to your ears, because that's going to probably give you some chance back to potentially win this, not win the race, but keep the fight alive. But Benjamin so far has not won the race from pole position, and I think that's going to be another race where he does that. But he's got some backup invites at least. But yeah, that is very, very sad for him, and let's just hope he comes back in order to put a fight in. He's got to have a recovery drive. Luckily he is joined, but I wonder what he was thinking right now at the moment. He's got to be 6 points clear of Mish. It looks like the fight could go on to next week, which I kind of hope it does. So in a way, it's music to my ears as well, but looks like we may not have a champion crown after all.
Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody loves the fact we want the racing to continue on. We want the championship to go down to the last minute. But of course, the drivers won't want it to be going down to the last minute, because Benjamin's probably scared well, not scared, but not thinking the best thoughts right now about this game or his internet. But he is now back in control of his car. Yes, he is. But he's dropped from being in 4th or dash 5th position to being in P7 now. He's
a net P5 as well, and to be honest, how this is going as well, if he scores 6th or lower, then Samuel Bean still win the fight as well, and he didn't even have to be here as well. So not only that, you're going to fight with 2 drivers to be with a chance of winning the championship. That could be very, very costly indeed if you're the likes of Benjamin as well. But we know Benjamin's fast, we know Benjamin can fight the time back as well, but we could see a different winner here in a PSGL F2, and we've seen in races before where the winners have been pretty much, you go into a race and you're like, who's going to win? Kazooie? Maybe not. Benjamin? Maybe. Could he win? Mitch? We don't know. We literally do not know. It could be anyone's game. People could have some good luck. People could have some bad luck as well. We'll have to find out. But I'm sure Benjamin's going to do all he can. He's already on the back of this train, and he's already almost on the back of this train anyway. He's got no penalties, no warnings at the moment, so he can still be in the fight. He's on 2-lap newer tyres as well, and it is not over with any stretch of the imagination, but he's got a lot of pressure on his hands now. Mitchell's under pressure earlier on. It's now Benjamin that's under pressure, and he's gone off the circuit, so that's probably a warning for him now.
That was not.
Oh, it was not. Oh, right. That's interesting.
Well, that's nothing come up so far, but very interesting. There is a problem with this game though, as if you do go off track, as long as you hold the car off for long enough, it won't actually give you a warning.
Okay.
So
I've experienced it in Mexico, I think on Friday, because there was a few times where I felt like I was going to cut the S's, and I was like, nope, I slowed right down, and then it didn't give me a penalty. So that's definitely what Benjamin has done as well. So Benjamin's going to hope for his life that he can get past traffic. He's also going to hope that the drivers as well around him get penalties, which might be likely, we don't know. But we shall see, of course, as we're already on lap 13 and 36 already. Kazooie is your net race leader with Lamp and net P2 of this race, as Will CC Brain gets past Will into the race lead, while into the alternate strategy race lead at the moment. They're going to be doing the medium soft strategy, unless they could do the make out the medium soft strategy, maybe, because they'll have the fresh air. They'll have more soft to use compared to all the other drivers in this race, so they have more flexibility compared to everybody else. Lamp is already on the back from Kazooie. Lamp hasn't picked up a race win either, so it would be nice to see what he could do with the likes of Kazooie too. We do know Kazooie is quicker consistently, and we have to say consistency is key around this track, I have to say, as I have found out. Benjamin has got in almost into DRS range of Table Clan. He is in DRS range of Table Clan, so he is back in this, and he's probably going to like that Luke has got a 3-second time penalty now.
Pretty much so. Just to comment, the game has finally showed that he did get a warning after going off track, so here's me thinking that he didn't after the game didn't show it up. At last minute it has now started showing. But just to comment on penalties, so we've got Will on 8 seconds, Kazooie on 3 seconds,
oh yeah,
Luca on 3, but then look at Tomato on 15 seconds.
Now I did see it was PSGL on Xbox tier, there was someone that got 10 3-second penalties and they got disqualified. So if they keep up the penalty streak going, they will get disqualified. As CC Brain into the pits on the soft tyres, he's almost certainly doing the medium soft strategy. But meanwhile, Fabi gets past Midnight up into 9th place. A great move from him as well. We got Benjamin and Table Clan fighting. Benjamin had a bit of a slide there, which did not help him, but Benjamin's probably lost a bit of time to Luca. He's got to catch up as quickly as he possibly can. He's still got a chance of winning the title today, but he's probably going to need a miracle now, but he's absolutely pushing right now. He can't afford to get any penalties as well, but Lamp at the moment is in the base pretty much to lead this race, with Kazooie getting a time penalty. If Lamp can basically match up the pace that Kazooie is doing, and he's definitely in with a shot, as Midnight picks himself up a time penalty as well, which is very, very sad. But we are starting to see, I think, people pushing the track limits, I think, a little bit too much around here, as Lamp's just got out of DRS to Kazooie, so Kazooie has been warned by his engineer that he needs to push as well, which is going to be interesting. We're almost halfway into this race. Anything can happen, Bren.
Yes, anything can. Benjamin is currently 4 seconds behind Kazooie, but if he can, 4.3 now, but if he can find that 1 to 1.5 seconds, he could be on for P2 behind Lamp F1, so that would certainly be interesting to see. But Kazooie, no wonder his engineer is telling him to push now, with Ben now being 4 seconds, and if he does push at any point, Kazooie could be off the podium or even down to P3, which is not good for his teammate's sake, because his teammate needs him to block Ben's points, like the amount of points that Ben gets. But Lamp now with DRS heading to the end of the end of the lap, sector 3, staying in DRS, but it'll certainly be interesting to see.
I've got the penalties up as well to see how many people got. Midnight has got quite a lot. Tomato's on 18 seconds already. Tomato, you got to be careful. You don't want to get disqualified, for goodness sake. Meanwhile, CC Brain and Midnight will hang about in the stadium section. They're keeping it very, very tight here as well. Fabi's also in the DRS trying as well. Fabi is definitely going to be in a lot of pressure. I experienced the same pressure on Friday, whereas Fabi, I think, is going to do all he can there. Luckily, he's only just got CC Brain for company now, as Midnight had a slide in at the final corner. As Tomato, unfortunately, is retired from the session. Meanwhile, CC Brain gets a brilliant move up the inside there, and he's up into 9th place already. Fabi, could he get the switch back that he needed? No, he can't. I believe Tomato has retired in the pit lane. I'm not entirely sure unless he binned it. No, he's retired in the pit lane. So that's an end to his races as Greeny comes out of the pit lane as he goes on to the soft tyres. I'm a bit shocked. A lot of people are doing medium, soft, soft. I thought it would be mathematically impossible. Even the graphic that we got said soft, medium, medium, or medium, medium, soft. Boy, was I wrong.
Yeah, certainly, because of course there are them drivers that are going to prefer cars like having the fresher tyres at the end, because then they don't have to worry about getting punctures or blistering causing them to lose time. But it'll certainly be interesting to see, because they're going to be wanting to go flat out the whole time. But the gap between Kazooie and Ben has not really changed, so Ben might be out of it. You might be right.
Exactly as well, 2.8 seconds, so he's not catching up to Luca than we would have liked. I think what Benjamin's going to need to happen is for the undercut pit stop. He's got to go for the undercut the next time he pits, which I'll need to remember when these guys will have to pit again. As Midnight goes in, Fabi goes in, World Rally goes in as well. I believe as he goes on, I believe it's the tyres he used in qualifying, as it said he's on 2 lap of mediums. So yeah, it is the tyres that he used, the mediums in qualifying, because I found that in Mexico that if I use mediums in qualifying, it usually puts me on a U set if I do the 2-stop strategy around here. So that is a disadvantage for World Rally, but he's still got a lot of work to do, I have to say. Benjamin is slowly going into the time, 2.2 seconds now is the gap now. I think he's just going to hope that the top 3 fight for their lives really literally around here, as well as the sun is still beating down here in Mexico, which I'm sure a lot of you are relieved about as well, as Table Clan's now 8 tenths behind La Maquina as well. It's nice to see as well 2 of the teammates working together as well, but you would rather have a teammate that's similar to you on pace than a teammate that's either carrying you or you being carried. I've experienced that in many times where my teammate just carries me and I just feel a bit guilty about it.
Oh yeah, I've experienced it too. At the start of this PSGL season, I was being heavily carried. But it was certainly interesting to see, because Benjamin, if you look at that gap now between him and Kazooie, he's actually close to being net P2. He needs to find that extra 3 tenths, and he is in net P2, which is certainly going to be, well, great for him, because Misha is going to be even further down in the championship point situation. So hopefully he wants to get the championship, but we don't want him to get it now. We want him to save it till Abu Dhabi or Japan. Japan
ideally, because I've never able to commentate on a championship in a long time when it goes down to the final race. I've never had that opportunity on this game. Majority of the time, I've crowned a winner way before the championship ended. So please let this be the let this be the race where I actually get to crown it in Japan, because A, I get to witness it, and B, Dan may get to witness it as well. So that'll be amazing to see, won't it? But who knows? We may see a title being crowned tonight for PSGL F1. So we still might get to witness someone being crowned. We'll have to wait and see whilst he commentates. Anyway, Banana goes into the pit lane for another set of the medium, so he's doing the undercut. He's probably undercutting his team. Actually, he's probably early, because obviously he had to pit early for damage. But I'm looking at my data. Lap 21-22 is when we're going to see everyone that's on the mediums go for their final stop if they want to go for another set of the mediums. I think I would say lap 26-7 for the ones who want to stay out in the mediums even longer. We'll have to wait and see, of course, as Benjamin is still pushing all he can at the moment. But watching on board with Luca, who I have to say is pulling off a fantastic performance. Like I said, Red Bull doing rubbish in the constructors. They must be reading my word. They must be being giving a sense to push, as it were, because Luca is pulling off a performance that I've seen in Australia at the beginning of the season, where he got a podium on track, but due to some penalties getting removed, he got demoted to P4. But, you know, we could see him actually get a podium for real, actually, and that'll be great to see as we'll see him back on form again. As Luca's got the DRS, he's running out of airs though, you can see from the right hand side, and nobody can't get the job done, unfortunately, as we got CC Brain in 7th position, 1 and 8, and Mish goes into the pits. It looks like he's been held up a little bit there, which is not good, or it may be a glitch of the game. Let's hope it's not a glitch of the game, please. We'll have to find out ASAP, really. But Kazooie leads, Lamp second, Luca in third, with Benjamin in 4th position, Brem.
Yeah, very much so. Just going to go back to what you're saying about the strategy cars. Yeah, lap 21 is probably, like you say, the last time for drivers pitting off of the mediums onto another set. But the earliest comfortable for the softs to the end will be lap 24, as because I personally did it, I ended on 51%. So 24 is the earliest if they are going on softs. So certainly interesting.
Yes, indeed, and to be honest, Bryn, I don't know how you did it, to be honest, but to be honest, you're faster than me, so I understand why. My tyre will probably fall off an edge of a cliff if I do that, but, you know, if I have another race in Meds car, I might try the medium soft strategy and see if we could make it work. Anyway, Lamp's got a perfect run at the start, finish straight, heading towards turn 1, but again, due to the dirty air, that's not helped him get the move that he needed to do. Table Clan goes into the pits now for his final medium stint, so he's gone for the undercut strategy as well. Benjamin will have the advantage of seeing what the other drivers are doing, and he's going to have advantage because he's furthest away out of all the other cars in the pit lane, so he's not going to be as held up as the other cars, so he's going to hope that the other drivers get held up as well, so he could be a huge advantage here as well. We don't want anyone to get held up, in fact, but Benjamin is caught up massively actually in this lap, 1.7 seconds, so he must have found some sheer pace all of a sudden. He can save some ERS when he does get in to the pit lane. Benjamin, I believe, is going to get third if he keeps us up, maybe even second position as well, due to Kazooie's penalty as well, which I think will still be enough to claim the title, but we'll have to find out as Mish went into the pit. So Benjamin's got to pit now to respond to Mish at least. Kazooie almost certainly is going to come in. Yes, he does. He comes into the pits now. Lamp stays out, Lucas stays out, and Benjamin stays out. I told Benjamin to go for the undercut, and unfortunately, he's not. Are these three drivers going for the soft tyres?
I feel they would be because, of course, being on the quicker tyre towards the end of this Grand Prix with the softs being 1.2 seconds quicker than the medium C3 tyres, it'll certainly be interesting to see, but because Kazooie at the end may have that extra pace, of course, mediums lasting a lot longer, as Hadler just got in front of Kazooie, but Kazooie's going to have to hold it up the inside into turn 1 and gets back in front of that McLaren after being very close on the pit exit there. But certainly the top 3 might be going on to soft compounds to try and abuse. Oh, Lamp just lagged for me there. But
Lamp is lagging today, I have to say. So I'm glad it's not just me. I thought it was my internet for a second, but nope, it's just his internet who's also playing up, which is sad for Lamp, but good news if you're the likes of Luca at the end of the day as well. But I'll have to see what these guys do, because I thought they would have gone for the undercut if they were going to, as Hadler picks up a time penalty as well. Luca's in, so Luca's going for the mediums. But the other two are going to go after this. I'm not surprised Lamp's gone for the softs. He's going to go for the softs if he does, because Lamp likes to go for bold strategies, and if this strategy works, then this could be one of the most popular wins in F2 this season, I have to say. Dan's probably good. He's going to miss Lamp potentially winning this race, but we shall see. Lamp's got no penalty in fact as well. Does he have any warnings though?
I will check on that, but Luca has actually gone onto the soft.
Oh, that's a bit early. That's
Lamp has 1 warning.
Lamp has 1 warning, so he's doing very well to keep penalty free, I have to say. And Benjamin's caught up to the back of Lamp, so Benjamin's tyres definitely must be on much better condition compared to Lamp at this stage. I don't know how these guys are keeping it clean in the S's, because I found it hard on Friday to ever do that. Anyway, we're almost going to be at the stage where these two will be going for the soft. These two want to pit as soon as they can. in order to do this, but they don't want to have a risk of their tyres being punctured on lap 36, which can hinder their progress, as Luca gets a penalty. So I believe that's 6 seconds now. Yes, that is 6 seconds for Luca. Lamp goes in. Softs he goes, I believe. Yes, he does go on the softs. So I'm almost certain Benjamin just wants to make sure his tyres definitely goes to the end because, well, he doesn't... He can risk it at the end of the day, but he doesn't have to because he knows that if he doesn't win the title today, it's not the end of the world. He still has 2 more chances to do it. So why not take those risks by staying out an extra lap? It won't hurt you. If I were you, Mish has got to be the one that has got to be careful with his risks. But Benjamin can take those risks and it won't hinder him too much.
Certainly. Most likely, I'm going to put a bet in that Lamp will actually jump Benjamin by quite a bit, but Luca is most importantly jumped Lamp, so
ooh,
that's another.
But penalties though, Lamp has got no penalties, Luca has 6, so no matter what happens, Lamp's going to be ahead of him anyway, so in a way, they're just fighting for pride at the moment, these two, but you want to, if I was Luca, you're going to be pushing. You need to push now if you want to get that pretty much be about... He's got to be clear by 6 seconds, which I have to say, it's very, very difficult. So Luca has got a lot of work to do, but never say never for Luca. You can see Kazooie is right on the back of Will now. Will is going to be, I believe, pitting very soon as well for another set of the soft compounded tyres, but I'm almost certain Will's going to be fighting anyway. CC Brain goes into the pits as well. So does CC Brain. So does Lamborghini for their final set of the soft compounded tyres. Kazooie gets the one on Will that he needed. Saw it at the camera. Was not the best there, but Kazooie is up into heat 2 of this race, and Kazooie is going to be leading this race because of the undercut. And I'm almost certain that Luke is going to be second on track. Maybe with Lamp in third on track. We'll have to wait and see, of course. But the gap is tumbling for Benjamin. He's got to be pushing. You can tell he's pushing because the ERS is on 6%.
Yeah, certainly it's going to be interesting. But Benjamin is, crucially, 6 seconds unsafe. So he's basically thrown away chances of even getting a podium now because of the penalty situation. Exactly,
as well. Don't forget Will has to pit too, because there's no way those... But Will's got another penalty as well. And there he goes. Benjamin goes in because we can't afford to make any mistakes. He just can't. He just has to basically drive to survive, and then he's won the race, which is pretty good. But he can't afford Lamp and Luca to close in. As long as he gets that gap crucially under 3 seconds, he should be all good. But it's going to be easier said than done. So Benjamin comes out of the pits. And he just, oh my goodness, that's very, very close. Most crucially, he's got Mish as well, and he always touches table clan. They're going to go 4 wide, side by side. I think Benjamin's behind Mish now. Yes, he is. That is very costly at the moment, but I think Benjamin should have done what Kazooie done. Go on the mediums, and he would have probably won the title today, but he's just lost his chances on the drop of a hat, really, as well. We got past table clan easily there as well, but Benjamin's got to get past Mish now because Mish is on the mediums, but this has thrown the race wide open and the title fight wide open as well. We could still see a 3-way fight next week.
Certainly. I tell you, Lamp F1 has caught up to Kazooie by 3/10 now in this middle sector, so them soft tyres obviously working well for Will, so
Benjamin has damage, I believe, if I'm looking at the car. Well, someone said he has damage, but it doesn't look like he has damage.
Doesn't look like it.
It might just be a loss of his end play, but if he comes in, he's losing time to table clan, so it might just be minor damage, but he's going to still keep going, I'm not entirely sure. But it's going to be costly, but at least... if he's picked the race to bottle and be outside the top 6, then it may be this one, but he's probably gutted in himself, really, as Mish picks up a penalty. That's probably might have saved him a little bit more of a chance of winning the title in Abu Dhabi, because if he finishes ahead of Mish this race, then he's still going to be extending it by, I think, 2 points, I would say, because 5th place scores, right, so it's 16, 12, 10, 8, 6, yeah, 2 points, I was right, so he will extend the gap by 2 points to 30 points, and you know, he's going to be winning a better chance of clinching in Abu Dhabi anyway, so at least he's improving his chances. And I'm noticing the clouds are starting to thicken a little bit, Bryn.
Yep, and I've also just been looking at the chat. Sorry to change the subject, but Ben is on 60% worn softs.
Oh my goodness.
They've put him on 9-lap-old softs.
I've just noticed that as well. So did he select the wrong tyre? Or maybe he was one that he used in qualifying, I don't know. Maybe he didn't have enough soft. That's why he's struggling as well. So he's going to hope that there's a late safety car. There's a lot of things that's happened in this race, man. I didn't even notice. So thank you to everybody in the chat that's pointed out that thing to me. I'm just, I'm mind blown as to why the game has done that. I thought he would have put in the ones that he used in qualifying, but obviously not. I think the game was probably mean to put him on those ones, but that's going to be ever so tight. He's going to have to pit again. He can't be on those tyres for that long unless there's rain that comes out. I mean, I wonder if Benjamin has realised this.
Certainly. I wonder if he has. It could be interesting though. But this game just loves to mess people's races up. That's one thing I'm going to say now. It loves to do it. And
it's usually around Mexico that messes the race up. Like, whether it's tyres or being held up in the pit lane or Midnight getting disqualified from the session due to multiple penalties. What is going on? And he's... did he get 10 3-second penalties? Because I wasn't looking at penalties actually.
Check that now.
As meanwhile, Lamp could be on course to be winning this race. I wouldn't be thinking Lamp will be winning this race. I didn't even put him as my top prediction of who I think is going to win this race. Meanwhile, you can see Benjamin's tyres are on the edge of the cliff right now because Benjamin is being passed by Fabi. And the one thing that's going to be even more like a factor as well, Benjamin may be under threat with getting more penalties, because with these warm softs, it's more easier to get a penalty. I've experienced this with a default sap around here.
Oh, that's the worst thing that's the worst thing that can happen in Mexico with default setup.
Yes.
But I will coin Midnight had 5 3-second time penalties according to the game.
Oh. Because the reason he got disqualified was due to multiple penalties, and usually the maximum you get is 30 seconds. So he must have received quite a lot of stock goes, but that I'm not going to complain too much because it's unprofessional. But if you want to hear my thoughts, keep an eye on my Twitter after the stream. Because I'm going to go at it saying why has it done this, because it's very annoying. But oh well. Or it might just be a graphical glitch. But
might be.
Because Fabi, I believe, has pitted recently as well. I'm going to have a quick look actually. Pit stops. I think.
Well, lap 1, 3, 4.
Oh no, Fabi pitted later on. I thought it was Fabi that had a similar glitch, but it was just Benjamin that had a similar glitch too. So yeah, that is a shame. But we could see a threat of rain at the end. Could that spice things up? That may. You can see Benjamin's left tyre is pretty much gone. You can tell by the way he's driving the car. So it's definitely not a graphical glitch, unfortunately. So
it's raining.
That is. Benjamin must be loving life right now.
Actually not, because I think them softs are going to kill him now.
Oh yes, and he's gone off. Oh Jesus!
Struggling on them tyres.
Has he got a puncture?
Yes, he's got a puncture on the left rear.
Bad timing as well. Very bad timing. I think he just got it as soon as the rain came.
Yeah.
So I think the rain was like boom puncture.
Lamps into P1.
Lamps into P1 this race. whilst we were following Benjamin, like, you're going to see who's going to be the one that's struggling and who's going to be the one that's surviving. Is the rain going to come down hard enough for the Inters? Well, Fabi thinks so. Fabi had to pit anyway. Jesus Christ, man. This has blown my mind, the whole of this race. What has happened, like. But that's maybe brought Fabi in, but he's going to be out of the points. Benjamin's also out of the points. This is going to be his first finish outside the top 10, which is Mexico.
Mexico just loves to ruin people's races.
It's ruined mine. It's ruined my races due to my pace, not due to the game. But it's ruined my races. But due to the game, it must be very, very sad. But could this be? If Benjamin loses the title, If Benjamin loses the title, I think we may come back to this race and think this could be the race that could lose it for him at this stage. Because unless Mish doesn't score a point, which I don't think is going to... and McKenna's got past Luca. I believe they got 6 seconds. McKenna's got 12 seconds. Luca's on 6. So Lucas may still get a podium because Mish is on 5 seconds, unless he can get a few seconds in. But we know that Mish is better in the weight. You can see his pace is so much better. He must have been doing the rain dance, and it's worked for him. So Mish has been given a second chance, and I think he's going to carry this momentum to next week, and he's going to want to close in to get the title fight in Japan. So it may mean that we could be on the title fight for a few more races yet, which, to be honest, I'm relieved about. I'm glad that Benjamin's race has been ruined like that, but I'm glad we're still going to be having a fight on our hands. But that may mean we have to do more maths next week.
Ben is certainly struggling out there. We'll say on the intermediates, the track still must not be ready for them tyre compounds. Of course, with the grooves being there to get the water channeled off of the track to clean a path up. But still, he's struggling by the looks of things.
Yeah, and there's no way that he's going to get even penalties to get into the... He may get 10th. Actually, no, he won't get 10th. He's that struggling. Like, if he stayed out, he would have been out of the race, so we had to go onto it. And there's no way there's going to be safety cars as well, so... And one advantage these drivers are having, you can save quite a lot of ERS in these type of conditions as well. And Kazooie, he can't get past either. Makina, I don't think he's going to get up to Kazooie. So we are going to see a second different race win in a row. We got Haddo, I believe, that's got past Balliner into turn 1. Will and Balliner have got to be careful though, because they could be on the danger getting disqualified too, because it took about... It didn't take that long before Midnight got disqualified, so these two have got to be on their A game, I have to say. But this race has been, I have to say, bizarre. I think that's one word to describe it. I think very, very bizarre this race with the amount of glitches that has happened. But let's hope it doesn't happen in Abu Dhabi, as we're on lap 33 out of 36. Lamp is going to approach the final few corners to start lap 34 very soon, with Kazooie will still hold on to P2 at the moment, but you never know what could happen. I can't believe it. Lap will be winning a race, but I'm not going to count my chickens. I'm not going to jinx things, because I'm worried. I've jinxed a lot of people in this tier before, and they probably hate me afterwards.
Yeah, Benjamin has dropped down to drop at last now.
I'm starting pole.
That is not the best for the AlphaTauri driver, but certainly good for Lamb. Lamb must be literally gobsmacked, well, at least smug right now.
As long as he can keep his car on the track, and he can keep Kazooie behind him for a bit longer, and then he could let him through at the end of the last lap, but as long as Kazooie doesn't find 3 seconds, then he should be fine. But Lamb's got to be strategic. He's got to think, should I defend this, or should I attack, or should I just let him through? What would you do?
In my opinion, unless he got right back, get to the back of gearbox. Yeah, there you go. I see no point in letting him pass, but if he gets to his gearbox, just let him pass, because you know he has that penalty there, which will, of course, help things out. But them mediums, of course, are going to be the worst tyre in these conditions, if you think about it. Of course, being harder, they're not going to have as much grip available.
Yeah, that's why Kazui's struggling. 1.2 seconds now is the gap, so that is a bit dangerous, I would say, if I was Kazui, but that's allowed Makina to catch up on the soft, but it's not going to affect them hugely because due to the fact that maybe Makina has been a bit more abusive with the track limits today, which is a bit of a shame, of course, but sometimes you get that, as we got Kazui and Makina going side by side. I don't think Kazui challenged him there because he knew Makina's on penalties, so I think Kazui's going to get P2 anyway. It looked like he wasn't going to challenge for the win, so he doesn't want to risk it because he may risk it getting more penalties as well, but the danger is you can't let Mish pass, but Mish is a bit further back anyway, so again he's got nothing to lose in a sense as well. So this could be a very interesting end, but I think it's probably the order's going to pretty much stay it is at least on track. So, which is a bit of a shame. I'm gutted we don't get an a great battle to end the race, but who knows? We may get it in F1 as DRS being disabled.
That is the key problem now. That has just basically told everybody enters and now the tyres to be on.
It's too late though. It's far too late.
Yeah.
That could allow Ben to catch up again, but it may be too late for him as well. You can see Benjamin is getting a little bit of power in as well, but this is where I think the softs are the best tyre to be on, and Kazui could drop that even more now. Kazui, another person who I was hoping to win as well, he's dropped down. So I've jinxed so many drivers today, and they're all sliding everywhere. The top two, we could get a climatic end to this race.
Lambert's just let Makina go.
To be honest, I'm not that surprised. To be honest,
Lance ran into the back of him.
Who?
Lamp went into the back of Makina and pushed him wide.
Ooh, that! I hope that's not damage. Could that have costed the chance of Lamp getting his first win? If Kazui can bin the gap? Actually, no, it'll be literally impossible. But yeah, and people were saying in the chat Ben being robbed by the game. Unfortunately, yeah, it did because he was on the right strategy as well, and you know I think he would have probably struggled in these conditions in the wet anyway, so he probably would have been screwed either way. But we're on the final lap of this race, and the title's going to go to back to Abu Dhabi at least. So we're going to be having in for some interesting battles. Benjamin gets past Greeny, so he's not going to be in last place, hurrah, but he's going to be out of the points. So that's a bit of a shame. But anyway, Makina is going to come across the final penultimate view corners of turn 16 and 17. But it's not good. He's going to be winning on track, but I can't believe I'm saying it, ladies and gentlemen. Lamp F1 wins in PSGL F2 for the Mexican Grand Prix. Who would have thought it? Lamp F1, a PSGL F2 winner.
That's something everybody that's certainly a Lamp fan in the chat's going to love right now. So
I'm glad as well, to be honest. He deserved it. He's had some bad luck throughout the whole of this season, and you know, he's definitely earned it today. Performance has been stellar. Makina finishes third, Luca in fourth, Mish in fifth, Table Clan sixth, CC Bray in seventh, Handler 8th, Banner 9th, and Will get the final point, or Willie, because I do remember Will getting loads of penalties. Oh, Fabi, careful. Oh, 10th. He does get 10th, Fabi, because Will getting penalties. But yeah, what a great finish for Lamp, and that does mean we don't just get a 2-horse fight for the championship next week. We get a 3-horse fight, and Samuel B must be watching this with relief that he's not out of the fight just yet.
Certainly. This going down to Abu Dhabi, of course, Dan's now going to be back, hopefully, for Abu Dhabi to commentate over it with you.
Greeny's
so
going to hit the pit lane. That's interesting. Anyway, carry on.
So, of course, Dan and you will be able to commentate it on next week.
As we've had a few good performances from everybody today. Who has been your driver of the day today?
I can't not give it to Lamp.
We're agreeing with the game. We're agreeing with the game, guys.
Yeah. He's had such a clean race. till the end there. Slight little tap on Makina's rear gearbox, but he just kept it clean all race. So of course he's got to give it. You've got to give it to him.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to him as well. I think I asked him quite a few times, was a win due for you at some point, and he didn't believe it that he was going to get one, and he did. So I'm actually going to just check the Twitter chat now to see the reactions. I think there's going to be pure delight from Will G and sheer disappointment from Benjamin. So we're going to look at your results then before we go to the interviews. So Lamp F1 wins from Kazui, Makina, Luca, Mish, Table Clan, CC Brain, Hadler, Balliner, and then Fabi rounds up your top 10. Then we got Will, World Rally, Benjamin, Greeny rounds up your finishes, and your retirements are Table Tomato, Caden Forbes, and Midnight. So that has been the Mexico Grand Prix. But before we end the stream, we're gonna have some time for some interviews. But I have to say, hopefully the bugs do fix at some point. And I'm just looking at the chat as well, because Zoe had 60% tyres on the mediums in the when it went to the wet conditions, and he still managed to make it to the end.
That is just mental. No wonder Kazui was struggling on their medium tyres, with them being on 60% and being the worst tyres for the wet conditions. I know how hard it is from racing in the wet with the mediums that old. It's certainly not easy.
Yeah, and especially the crossover period as well. I experienced it as well in Mexico. Like, it's just absolutely dire. So if these drivers can manage it, then, you know, it's just proven point that these drivers practice a lot to get into this field as well. And right, we have got, I thought we had Will G in the rating area, but somehow he's gone. So he's not here yet. So hopefully we can get him in, but he may just be recovering from the shock. I'm almost said he's probably speechless at the moment. Luca was on 78%, so it looks like everybody's tyres was falling on the edge of the cliff as well, which is a bit of a shame. But I am just asking if anyone wants to be. It looks like we got quite nobody in the interview box, which is the first time in so long that we've had no one in the interviews, which is sad, because I liked interviewing people, and I wanted you to have a chance to interview some drivers as well. But looks like we're not gonna get any, and we'll give it a few more minutes. But next week we head to Abu Dhabi, which is usually the final race of the real life season, but it's the penultimate race of this season. Potentially another race where we could see a two-stop strategy.
Could be. I mean, I only know one strategy around there, and I've never tried any others, and that was the two-stop, but certainly be interesting to see.
I do believe we are going to get Lamp in. Yep, Lamp is waiting, and we are going to get him in now. So I know the first thing I'm going to ask him. Will, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Will, first of all, tell us your reactions when you crossed the line and you were a PSGL F2 winner, because you must have been delighted.
I wouldn't say delighted is the word, really. I was quite scared coming onto the final few laps. of one of penalties, two of sliding into the wall, but yeah, we got it done in the end.
Yeah, I think your performance today, pretty much throughout the whole race, was very, very consistent as well. You timed it well on the strategy. Was it your plan to pit when you did, or did you respond to the other cars around you?
Oh, I just had Caden Forbes in my ear screaming for me to pit on lap 23. So, yeah, I did that.
Well, at least Caden Forbes retiring was help in some way, because he helped you.
Yeah.
So, you can thank Caden Forbes for that one anyway. But you've had some bad luck this season. Did you ever think that the race win was in your grasp, or was you just aiming for top 5 finishes, podiums?
After the first few races this season, I just kept getting bad luck, and then I went through a string of races where I just could not qualify at all. But managed to go P8 today, and it sort of just opened up in front of me, and I was P4 by the end of lap 1, so worked out well in the end.
I think the second race in a row where the person on pole didn't win the race as well. So Does it prove to anyone that it doesn't matter where you start in some tracks, as long as you keep it consistent, you have a chance of winning?
Yeah, I think the grid's so close in F2 this year that just one slight mistake and you could drop 3-4 positions. So
And that's
works well in the end.
Yep, and that's given more points for Ferrari. Now Ferrari has 2 wins now. No, your teammate Rob Rally got a win. Now you have a win as well. So, and considering Ferrari was at the bottom of the constructors earlier on in the season, you're going to probably jump up even more now in the constructors standings.
Yeah, just got to hope to get the consistency going, really, and we'll be all right.
And speaking about the final 2 races, which one are you the most strongest at? Either Abu Dhabi or Japan?
I'd say Japan by quite a bit. Abu Dhabi's never really been my strong point, but we're just going to turn up, see what happens.
Bryn, do you have any questions for our race winner?
No, any that I thought of, you've already mentioned.
Okay then, so I'm trying to think of any more and I can't think of any. I'd just like to say I'll let you go and celebrate your win in style. Well, not really in style because of these lockdown conditions, but there you go. Big congratulations. And do you think we'll see more wins for you either towards the end of this season or maybe next season?
Oh, we can always hope. We can always hope.
Yeah, best of luck for the final 2 rounds and massive congratulations on the win today. And I think probably Dan's gutted that he's missed a race win from you and he didn't even get to commentate it. So I'm probably going to boast about it with him next week. But there we go. That is the end then of PSGL F2 tonight. And it's been an absolute pleasure to commentate on the action today as well. And it's been the first commentary without Dan, but it's still been a very good one alongside Bryn as well. Thank you very much for joining me in the booth. Did you enjoy yourself?
I enjoyed myself. It's certainly been, well, nerve-wracking as a fact of commentating for one of the highest, it's like the second highest, is something new to me. And considering I've been doing it for that long, it's a bit like, oh.
Yes, and I think I have to say you did a very, very good job despite the circumstances and the late notice as well. So massive well done to you. And don't forget there's still more Mexican Grand Prix action with F1, F5 and F6 going on right now. I think they're just about to start their race. Yes, they are. So make sure you check those, all 3 of those streams out as well. And will we see CRG Sparks winning the title in an F1 today? Well, we will have to find out. Get your predictions in the F1 chat, and I'll be popping in the F1 chat as well if you want to say hello. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Me and myself and Dan will be back next week for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Goodbye.